What's up, guys? It's Jumping in a Back. We're going to be doing Genre Reacts 3. People have posted a lot more stuff, and we're going to be taking a look at the channel. I said in the title, this is with EMBIS. He's helped me a lot on the projects that I've done. First up, we have King Mathers by King Komiv. This guy's cool, but the problem with the album is that the numbers are messed up, and so it's not in the right order.
Okay, but I will say the credits. I like the credits.txt. I like that there's PNGs for all the art. I like that it's lossless. So, plus the metadata is all perfect,
except for this glitch. So far everything is initially good. I really like when it's organized with all the numbers properly.
Yeah.
You got the credits. He's got explicit, EMBIS, myself. Let's just look at the front covers first. All right, we got the front cover. The first thing I noticed, I think that the gold crown stands out a little bit too much from the silver. And then this is something that I do where I make the letters for King Mathers slightly like different shape. I stretch them out a little bit because I think it looks better. So I think it would look a little bit better if it was like more compact. And then as for the background, it looks good. Yeah, the artwork I think is good. I don't think it's outstanding, but it's definitely not bad whatsoever.
No.
So it's cool.
But I think it'd be better if it was all silver or all yellow.
I think
or gold.
basically just stick to one color. I think he's got the inside cover. This is pretty much the one that I made. I'm not sure if it's exactly the same, but it looks good. Now we've got the CD art, the actual art that goes on the CD. Obviously, you guys will see that it's bleeding over the lines. It's good to have like a little bit of a bleed area. I would not have the circle line on it. I know that it looks cooler, but when you actually print it out, it's better to not have it. Yeah, as for the actual thing, it is the same as the back cover. So I would try to do something different. The crown and the E, that works well. It's got the information under it. I think you can also add the aftermath and like shady logos because those are usually on the CD. All right, we're going to go to the back cover. Wait. This is the same template that I've used, I think.
Something seems off about it. I don't know what it is, but...
He has the normal one and then the European one. So basically the difference is in America, you have the FBI warning, and then in Europe, you don't need to have that. So
that's a cool detail.
Yeah, because I started doing that. I have two versions for mine. The track list.
The back cover is good.
The track list is good. I think that I think the lines are a little bit spaced out too much. You could probably condense them a little bit.
It makes it kind of hard to read it, but.
And a cool detail I think is he has like the E, the backwards E with the crown logo and stuff, and that's the same as on the inside, like with the CD. So and yeah, I think so far all the things I've noticed with the art, I think is just the coloring. I think that's just the one thing because I think the yellow and the silver stick out like a little bit. Yeah, they don't mix too well. So I just mess around with the colors a little bit. But other than that, it's good. So, do you want to talk about the actual track order now? Breaking news, careful what you wish for.
We changed the name of Breaking News because we thought it was corny, but I guess it's cool.
Just the normal careful what you wish for at the start. Totally agree. I Get Money is good. No, to be fair, also, he did add 50 Cent to I Get Money, I think.
Right.
So that's cool. I'm not going to listen to the whole thing.
But he messed up with the confirmed transitions, though, because he put touchdown after.
Yeah, like EMBIS is saying that we have confirmed transitions, so I wouldn't put touchdown after everything I do. I would have everything go into cutback.
But touchdown can't fit on a KM now.
The tracks are good here. Paul into 50 Ways, that sounds good. Pistol Poppin', I usually like that at the start. But
yes, I was about to say that. Yeah,
because it's a good like Ballin' Uncontrollably, M Calls Dre.
It does go well before syllables, but like that sequence, Ballin', skit, and syllables, that goes well.
Yeah, that's definitely good. That definitely goes well. The Apple, there's always the dispute we have whether it should be at the start or the end. I personally have recently been leaning towards the end, but it works either way. Then into Difficult, No Apologies, so that's a re-up song. I've usually strayed away from doing that in recent times, but
it's pretty damn early compared to.
Because it's going to be mid 2006, early 2006 when he was recording Re-Up, which released at the end of 2006. Beautiful. Oh, so everybody sees this Follow Me thing that I've called it. The only reason I put that in parentheses in my YouTube video was because I toned down the beautiful part of the song by like shortening the hooks. So I was saying that like you could call it a different title, like In My Shoes or Follow Me or whatever. So I put it in parentheses, but I didn't literally mean people had to do that. Like, you know how Sing for the Moment, they never actually say Sing for the Moment in the song, but it still kind of fits. And also one thing I noticed, I think there's an error with the sizing of the font when you go from Beautiful to Goat and make it a little bit bigger. But yeah, Goat hip hop, It's Been Real, outro, that's all perfect. Except obviously we found out the new. He said he actually messaged me that
I think it was made before that.
Yeah, exactly. So he told me he was going to fix that anyway. So overall, this is a good King Mathers. I think that he has made it somewhat for his taste, using some of these features like touchdown. Not many complaints, just the colors and then the confirmed transitions I'd change. So
also, there's a little typo in the track name of It's Been Real, in the actual file name, I mean.
Oh yeah, also in the art. So yeah, there we go. That is the first album of the video.
Okay, let me download the Hit Me With Your Best Shot remastered.
Yeah, it's not lossless. It's just AAC, which is fine. But yeah, it does say it's 188 kilobytes per second, so I would definitely check the program you're using. Make sure it's, you can do it 256, which is what iTunes does.
I generally would never re-encode something from a lossy source to another lossy source, especially at that low of a bit rate.
Well, I think he said he shortened the hook. Unfortunately, we can't really just listen to the whole thing, but
honestly, I don't really.
It's about a minute and 10 seconds shorter, which is a ton.
Oh yeah.
He definitely shortened the hook.
Actually, that's good.
Which
I like that.
I think that's a good decision, because the hook can get a little bit repetitive. Like everybody's already heard or like knows that sample, so it can go a little bit too long. So I think that's a good idea. Change that. I mean, personally, I like to stick with the OG because that was what they were actually officially doing. But for your personal enjoyment, that definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
You want to move on to the Encore?
Yeah. Okay. Let me extract it. Hold on a second.
All right, disc 1. So before we go into disc 1, first thing I noticed, it's cool to have it organized. I did this on a King Mathers from like my second ever King Mathers. I had like disc 1, disc 2 all separated. So that's cool being organized. But when you go into disc 1, the first thing I noticed is that you don't have the names or the numbers before the tracks, which is usually something you want to do because sometimes it'll be sorted by name. I mean, it's such a small thing, but it's kind of a nice thing to have. But let's load it into iTunes and see what we got. Okay.
Original artwork, which is fine.
Before we hop into that though, the audio, it looks like he's doing just AAC 260-ish kilobytes per second. So it's just iTunes standard, which is perfect.
Which is fine if it was encoded from a lossless source.
And well, that's true also. And on top of that, this is not really that, or there's not that many leaks, so it's not like he needs to really focus on quality. This is a studio album. True. So I think there might be a changes one. There's the changes in the information folder, so it's in order. So we can actually go through it. So the first thing he said he's done is he cut the first verse of Evil Deeds.
Named one of the stay.
No, let me just see the transition.
Yeah, you see that.
So the transition is a-okay. It's a pretty easy cut just to do that because of the hook. And next up, it goes into Never Enough. That's the same as always. That's good. Yellow Brick Road, same as always. That's good. And now he's inserted We As Americans, which is always cool. He has a memory book skit. Do you want to listen to this together? So, this is the same
okay. So it's just beginning of Night Soldiers.
Yeah, I just want to hear it.
Wait, it's a pretty short skit, but
so a little bit of context. It's just two kids talking about like from the music video.
How
their parents were like in some beef, I guess.
Perfect transition. I didn't hear any hiccups.
Yeah, transition is fine. Spend some time.
I did the chorus at the beginning of Spend Some Time and swapped Obi's and Im's verses.
Oh, okay. Well, but I just want to hear it again.
Yeah, I'm gonna hear it.
It's about 20 seconds.
I mean, it was smooth. It's a little bit unnatural. I'm not used to that, but it didn't sound like it.
Musically, the beat was fine. I think normally the keys carry on a little bit longer than a normal song, but like musically that was fine. I think the one thing off is just kind of the vocals. It's kind of a little bit unnatural. I mean, if you get used to it, it's fine.
Yeah, second transition's fine. Still.
But I think he's sort of, what's the word? He's sacrificing that transition just because he really loves that hook or scene that he wants to have. So fair enough. Next up, we got To This Day, which is One Day at a Time, featuring Tupac.
Okay.
Personally, this is a song I wouldn't use on Encore, but
when was it released?
It's 2003, but I mean the main reason is because it's a Tupac song basically.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just seems kind of unrealistic, but it fits the time period. Okay, the transition at the end was actually good because
hold up.
You can check it out, but he removed the Outlaws feature, so it just seamlessly ends the song, and then
Oh yeah, it sounds fun.
And he has a new intro to come on in. I'll check this out.
Hold up. Yeah. Gun sound effects. Oh gosh, that was ear rape.
Yeah. I understand that he wants to sort of edit some things for fun, I guess, but I think the gunshot was a little bit much. But I don't think there's really a point to it.
Either. I don't think it's necessary either.
Anyways, this is gonna go into Paul calls M.
Hey, it's Paul.
Okay. Well, I would rename it to just Paul because listen, it's not a bad thing, but just to keep continuity with the other albums, like you would just have Paul instead of Paul calls M. But I understand he's probably doing that so it mirrors the M calls Paul. But anyways,
I just got a call from the label.
The skit, let me hear
it. Told me that, they heard a rumor that you got a new.
Yeah, so he shortened the skit.
Paul's skit is the same skit.
No, so he shortened it. He did the method where you get rid of all the Michael Jackson references and it's just he's talking about the gun. So that's what I did on my original Encore redone. So that's good. Because I think he thought it was too silly. I don't know.
Wait, so he just
so he did like you do, since it's a phone call skit, you can edit them really easily. So he just did one little trim, and so instead of saying, "Hey, the music video, whatever, you're in trouble, Eminem," he just goes straight to, "Somebody told me you got a new gun."
Yeah, so, I like that actually.
Cause I do like it too because the Michael Jackson stuff drags on a little bit too much.
Yeah, I cut that out in mine as well.
So yeah, that's fine. And he inserted "Love You More."
Remove the outro for "Just Lose It" because it's too silly.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about. Normally, M like repeats some singing, but in this version, it just goes to the instrumental. I like it just going to the instrumental, so that's. I mean, even regardless of what you think, it was edited fine, so there's no problem there.
Did he remove the burp or the fart noise?
Yeah. Wait. You find me offensive. Remove that. Okay. Added SFX to the end of Rikki Tikki Talk. I do not think Rikki Tikki Talk works as an outro song because it's kind of short. I think Encore. All right. This is just my little aside. I would use "When I'm Gone" if you're gonna change the outro. If you're not gonna change the outro, then yeah, stick with Encore. But that's just my personal thought. So he said he added something to the end. Let's listen. I'm at 2:45.
Oh, he just added the same thing from the end of.
So with that said, I think he removed the shootout. Then let me just check. Yeah. So he removed the shootout. I'm gonna hear this transition from Encore to
Yeah.
It's cool because he has the Eminem chant lined up because normally these songs aren't supposed to go in that order. The main reason why I say Rikki Tikki Talk doesn't work is because the last song sort of is supposed to be like end on a high note or like a big bang, I guess, and literally in Encore he has a shootout, and so it's like kind of a huge thing, and the album builds up with all these skits about guns to the shootout, and so if you don't have the shootout, the final thought kind of is meaningless. Because, like, originally it's supposed to be he's having his final thought and he's all nervous before he goes and shoots everybody up. So I think that kind of got to either put Encore at the end, put When I'm Gone at the end, or re-add the shootout. But, yeah, so bonus tracks here has a Puke with the Puke sounds removed. This is the edit that I did, so I don't really react. This is a good Encore redone. I'm a fan of it, other than, like, a few minor things. But obviously it's his opinion, so...
It's good, though.
But overall, I'm also a fan of he didn't add in a bunch of, like, crappy leaks.
One thing I will say about the back cover is it's really compressed and it's kind of blurry.
I haven't looked at the R yet. Sorry, let's see.
It's really blurry, so if you ever printed it out, you couldn't really read it on the CD.
I think it just needs to find a higher resolution of it. But
I have a higher resolution template I posted a few days ago.
Definitely check in the Discord for that. But as for the typing he did, it looks good quality, so that's fine.
Okay, so he has music videos here. I think they're just.
Okay. Here's the thing. So the reason he has them is because he made them uncensored, and then he also applied his edits. So for example, in Just Lose It, it doesn't have the outro, like it's just the instrumental. I think that this works for yourself, but I'm not sure if other people necessarily want to download all of these music videos because it takes so long. Maybe as like an optional alternate download.
Especially since the file size is so big and the quality is not that good to meet that file size.
So that's what I was also saying before we started recording. But I think what he basically did was since he made them explicit, he loaded them in and then he exported them at really high bit rates to make sure he doesn't lose any quality. But of course that hikes up the file size an insane amount. So yeah, I mean, just a small complaint, but I think that's pretty much all to go over. And of course, he's sticking with the OG Encore art, so nothing we can really say about that. I love the Encore art, so.
Then we move on to the Revival redone. Hold up.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a good. I like that. That was a good project.
Yeah, overall it was good.
Because like the quality of that, you know, like all the transitions were fine. It was M4A. There was no like crappy bit rate. Yeah. It was all organized. So that's what I like to see.
All right, here we go. Revival.
So it's looking like 320 kilobytes MP3. So that's fine.
Artwork looks good.
Yeah, artwork does look good. I'm a huge fan that he kept, but these colors go together perfectly. So yeah, I do like the art.
No and my complaints. God, is this art HD? It's really high quality, which is good.
Yeah. So artwork is perfect. That's good. Now let's look into the track list and the info. So I'm actually going to look at the info first because I think that it'll just be easier. So he says he added an intro, added 2 chains, remove Remind Me.
Well, you combined it.
Fade out to tragic ending. So I guess he redid the track order by deleting something maybe. Added the intro skit before framed, uncensored framed, nowhere fast, replaced with extended. Okay. So overall, these changes are good. I will say though that I think Revival still needs a lot more work to be good, but he's kept some of the pop songs.
Did you listen to it?
I think.
Oh yeah, it's just the skip from that promo ad.
Okay, so this is the.
Get and keep that shit under control.
Okay. The one thing I will say now, I'm not upset about this at all, but he didn't really give credit. I know I made that skit.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, he's just sharing it on the server, so it's not like he's posting it around on Reddit, probably.
Yeah.
So, I mean, some of these edits I think I made, which is fine, though. People are free to use my edits, but it would be nice just to give a little shout-out in the text edit. He added 2 chains. I'm curious to see.
The structure is loose,
that 120.
and all it wants is to have something to chew.
Yeah.
Wait, hold up.
Take him to church. I'm talking to Tabernacle.
Did you listen to it?
Yeah, I am right now. Hold on. Yeah, transition sounds fine.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised because he must have done like a fade method because you can hear 2 chains earlier while Eminem's still going, which is cool. I'm also checking it on Audacity. There's a little bit of extra clipping going on there, though. I mean, the intro is cool. I'm not sure why he would combine it. I guess he just didn't.
Maybe so it didn't have 21
It just
tracks.
looks more organized, I guess, yeah. Okay, so we're to tragic endings. I guess he added a fade. Let's hear the transition to the skit.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, that was a little bit quick of a fade,
so
but...
the problem is just it's kind of unprofessional to have the singing fade out. So I think you could probably keep the OG outro and then just have it cut
overlap
right to the skit. Yeah.
This is from the music video. This is cool.
As we know right now, he is barricaded inside of that home right behind me. Channel 8 News will keep you updated when we get more news.
So it actually does cross over into frame a little bit of the skit.
Yeah, and the music video does that too. And in my edit, I actually did the same thing. Nowhere Fast is replaced with the extended version. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of an improvement because it adds some more M, and I think it shortens one of the choruses. So, Heat, I would probably not keep that on the track list, but it is what it is.
A lot of people like Heat, though. A lot of people like Heat.
Yeah, I guess so. He also kept the hook on Offended. I always don't keep that. But,
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, like, it is kind of weird on my edit where it's just one long verse with, like, DJ scratches in between. I mean, it still makes sense for the song, I guess, but I understand wanting to keep the hook for the structure. Now he says he shortened Need Me, which is definitely a good decision. Just listen to the first 10 seconds.
Okay, but what was the... Okay.
Stop to think we were made for each other. Stop to think.
Yeah, I think the transition was a little weird with Eminem's vocal.
Yeah, I heard that.
It's probably kind of hard to do the edit. It's cool that he put Eminem first. That's like a good idea. Because Need Me just was ruined by having Pink.
It's the traditional order.
Now we're on to In Your Head. The intro has been extended. I'm really cautious about this because it got blocked last time, so I'm not going to play it. So, yeah. Final thoughts on the track list. I think that this is better than the actual Revival because adding 2 chains is cool. It's basically like a different take on Revival. A little bit of an expansion with like the skit in the 2 chains verse.
I like all the skits. I like the cover art.
Yeah.
It's
a good project.
I think a lot of it's just personal opinion,
yeah,
though.
Exactly. Like, if you like these songs, then that's fine, and that's good for you. But this is a good project, I can conclude.
But for people who shared the same opinion of you, I think they wouldn't mind downloading it.
Yeah, definitely. Next up, we have the Eminem LP and Relapse 2. So
let me drag into iTunes. So this is iTunes quality? Hold on.
Yeah. Well, it says that's weird. It's AAC, but it's 320 kilobytes per second.
I mean, that's fine, but 256 is
is the standard.
You really don't need more than that.
Okay, so I loaded it into iTunes, and he's got to work on the tagging a little bit because here I can fix it.
No,
all you got to do is just remove deluxe edition from. So what I would recommend is download MP3 tag, and this allows you can add artwork just in like a few clicks, and then you can also make it so it says Eminem. Oh yeah, and I guess explicit tags would be nice. Because these are M4As, so they do support them. Before we dive in it, though, he does have a bunch of artwork, so I just want to take a quick look at this. So he's got the front cover. First thoughts? So for me personally, I made my own Relapse 2 with the little red 2, and I use the Encore font, which is a lot more close to the promo pic Eminem released, which if we click the inside back cover, that's the picture I'm talking about. This too, I would definitely go for that on the front cover. But the sticker, other than that, is fine. And then, I think it's a good picture to use because it's sort of like a mix of like Recovery M. But the coloring, I'm not sure how I feel about it yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he should go all out with the red or keep it color because it's like kind of a mix right now.
Is that blood? Did you add that blood splatter, or was that?
Oh, sorry. Part of the back art. That was me. Oh, the top one is not me. The bottom one is me though.
The top one looks good. I just think it goes over the side a little bit. But
yeah, the top one is on the right
match
track.
The color.
It could just integrate a little bit more. I use the font Arial and then Arial Bold, and it works perfect. I think there must have been something wrong, and there's a couple issues with them lining up. What I do is I type it out all in like a paragraph line or I don't know what to call it, but just one text block all in line, and then I angle it instead of doing it individually because it looks like if you do it individually, it's hard to line everything up. Yeah, and I appreciate it that you guys use my templates. It means a lot. What were you saying? Yeah, the front cover. I think he used a picture that was not very good quality. That's the one thing. Yeah, that's what's standing out to me. I couldn't put my inside back cover. You were saying?
Yeah, I think that also needs an upscale because you can't really see the logos or the text down there. Also, there's some weird noise all over it. When you print it out, that would look really weird.
But EMBIS posted the most HD one we have of this picture, so definitely check that out. And then anyways, inside front cover, same thing, yeah. But this is actually a good picture to use for a Relapse 2 cover, I guess, because it's like that photo shoot 2009 era. So yeah, artwork is on the right track. I think you just got to keep working on it a little bit. So yeah, insult to insult.
Something's just.
I don't think he doesn't have a text file.
He does not have a text file. The ultimate cardinal sin. All it means is when people don't put a README, I'm not quite sure what I need to check and what I can go so I just sort of have to guess. But I will say right off the bat, he renamed Cold Wind Blows to Insult to Injury, which when you think about it, does so we know Insult to Injury probably would have been a different song. But it actually, the title does kind of work because in Cold Wind Blows, it is one of those more like just freestyle like punchline, just like line after line. It's not really like, it's not like a murder song like 3M. So it kind of fits the title.
The title works.
Yeah. Insult to Injury was going to be the first track on Relapse 2, so that is a little bit of accuracy that he has to using it as the first track, so that's cool.
So this is like a recovery.
I was just about to say that this is more of a recovery inspired Relapse 2. That's definitely cool. I think more people should do that. Fly Away is good at the start of the album. I think it's a good first third of the album, just talking about his return to the rap game. And then we go into Oh No, which is a pretty big change of pace.
Right, yeah, I was about to say that. I don't know if the different eras really mix.
Yeah, I think a skit would do well. I think a skit would work good in between to sort of bridge the gap, but or just space them out more. I don't really know. See, like for me, if you put Oh No and like On Fire right next to each other, for example, it's like kind of just a huge jump. Things Get Worse is definitely good near the start of the album. That's good. Drop the Bomb on Them, good. Hell Breaks Loose.
Because there's not a lot of other recovery actually.
If you this is kind of off topic, but I just want to try to remember, if you're gonna do a recovery Relapse 2, you would use the Fly Away leak. You would use the songs he made with Just Blaze, which includes Cold Wind Blows, and then there's like a couple, like Session 1, a couple others, and then you would also use the Hawaii songs, which includes Hell Breaks Loose, Fridays, and So Bad. And then once you do that, that's about like 10, 15-ish songs. I'm not sure exactly. So I think he kind of had to sneak in some of these accent songs.
I think Cocaine would definitely fit on a recovery Relapse 2 though as well.
100%. Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah, Cocaine and Hit Me With Your Best Shot. I mean, Hit Me With Your Best Shot, but
I don't really like that song, but
from the same time period technically, so
yeah. It sounds recovery.
But let's check out these skits. So
Hold up,
whoa.
yeah.
Listen to the ball.
Oh, geez, that was very loud.
Yeah, that was
Paul
pretty loud.
skit has ear rape.
Okay, that was an interesting skit. I think it went by too quick. I think that it's an interesting concept to have Paul get clapped on call, but I think it was a little bit quick, only 5 seconds long. So it went through it like boom, boom, boom. So
That's
I think
actually hilarious.
It is.
Okay.
It's funny though. I mean, like skits are supposed to be funny, so you got that half right. But I think maybe you could slow it down a little bit and maybe put some more stuff. But anyways, we're into Nut Up. I just realized he called it Slim Shady.
Yeah. Which is, I mean,
I understand because he doesn't say nut up in the song. When you like talk about nut up, it just sort of means like step up, and like if you look up on Urban Dictionary, it's like talking to a girl and like you got to nut up. You know, it makes sense with the song context, but again, he doesn't actually say nut up in the chorus, so I understand wanting to change it. Vivian,
but I don't know for a self-titled Slim Shady track, I don't know if it really fulfills that title.
Yeah.
But
I think if you're gonna call a track Slim Shady, you'd probably want it to be more like something from the Slim Shady LP. You know, Session 1, actually, the verse does sound very Relapse. My one critique of it, though, is I think it works better at the end of an album. Maybe it's just me, but having a whole group feature on a song, like kind of like D12, it just, like, the vibe just feels like it's at the end of the album type of song.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just me.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Then we got Vivian.
He didn't make it. Yeah, it's good. Vivian, it's just yours.
Yeah, I think he might have maybe changed a few sound effects, but it's the same idea. And then, it cuts into Norman Bates Motel.
Yep, it's good.
He used the version where Eminem's verse goes first, so that's a good little detail. Okay, so now we're gonna go into M calls Paul.
Now here's the thing about this. If you're gonna have this in the same timeline as an encore, it's gonna be kind of weird to have those encore sound effects along with. But that's just my personal opinion. You know,
that is kind of funny that the way he reused the sound effects, though, like it does sound new enough, but I mean, it's still kind of repetitive. But I will respect that he did change it up and like maybe put that effect. But yeah, like if you're gonna use something from a previous album, it's kind of like unrealistic to what Eminem would do. Unless you cut it out from that previous album and you have some sort of alternate timeline.
Right, yeah. If you have a different timeline, you have a different discography project or something.
Anyways, we have Taking My Ball, So Bad. Mr. Mathers Continued.
Okay, wait.
So this is an old skit I made. I'm personally like not that proud of it because I mean it's good, but it's just listen. The only flaw I have with it is for example, Deja Vu, you have people talking like Mr. Mathers and it's like Eminem, but my Mr. Mathers Continued, it's just pure hospital ambulance effects. So there's no like Eminem spin to make it unique to Eminem. So it's a good skit and there's nothing you can do, so I'm not blaming him at all. And it definitely works before Going Through Changes because I feel like Going Through Changes is like the recovery version of Deja Vu.
Yeah. It's not a bad skit at all. It's just it's not that realistic.
Yeah. It's supposed to be he's like dying and then they open or close the door or whatever. Okay. I use Elevator as my last track too. It just reminds me of Underground. Not the same thing, but like the chorus just sort of is like random, but it's catchy, and then the verses are just like yelling, just random like lines and stuff. So you know. Yeah. Overall, I would say it's a good Relapse too. It's not great. Yeah. But it's definitely not like perfect. Because like a crappy Relapse 2 would have like random songs and like Relapse 1 songs and stuff. So this is definitely not that level, but it's good. Final thoughts on it. I think the track placement could be reworked a little bit to make it like the Recovery and Relapse 2 blend a little bit more. And then you know, it's very minor decisions like calling Nut Up Slim Shady, but overall, I think that's all we have to say on that.
That's all personal opinion, but yeah,
like a lot of it's opinion because we didn't listen to all the transitions between every song, but I'm sure it's not like it's listenable. It's not gonna be garbage or anything. So I respect Bro Moment for this Relapse too. That was cool. But he also has doubled up, and he has given us the Eminem LP.
This video is going to be extremely long, dude.
Do you want to just skip the Eminem LP? Because I think this Eminem LP deserves to be... You
don't want to rush through it.
Yeah, so we'll have you post that on the next one. But, alright, King Mather's semi-realistic. Before we do that, let's just look at the covers he made. Let's blast through these really quickly, okay? Let's just give our first thoughts. Okay, Eminem presents the Re-Up. This is a good cover, but personally, I love the OG one, so I wouldn't really have... I mean, I guess this is an alternate one. Technically works well, but I do like having all the artists on the front. Okay, next, Eminem Up in Smoke. Yeah, this one's good. I mean, Up in Smoke was the tour, right? So this is just sort of like if he was going to have all the tour songs in his library, I guess.
Yeah.
That's cool. Slim Shady LP 2. I understand what he's going for, what the restricted are, but every time he posts this, everybody clowns him and says, only movies have that. What about explicit? So I think I would probably change that. I would also tone down the shadows, but other than that, it's cool.
Is that an added blood effect?
I think so. And the problem with it is that it looks kind of like a flattish texture, don't you think?
Yeah.
On top
it doesn't really blend.
Yeah, but it's a good picture, and I like the
But it's actually not that bad.
Yeah, it's actually, so. I mean, it's not bad.
It's a cool idea.
It's a little bit noticeable. Okay, next up is Stan. I think this cover is cool, but the Stan is such a
doesn't
dark
really
song.
fit the song.
Yeah, because Stan is such a dark song, and this is like, happy elementary school kid bored with Eminem. This one is really cool. Vegas.
Yes.
No complaints from it. That's cool.
Nope.
Okay, so this is the infamous Chase Sin. I do not like the shadows, the excessive shadows.
Oh man. I mean, it looks. I mean, besides the ridiculous amount of shadows, I think it's a cool concept.
So he's got the new Eminem logo on top. I like that. Show's over.
Yeah.
That's kind of a funny title. I mean, I guess it works. I will say Eminem is a midget compared to that mic. If you look at it. My one complaint, other than the shadows, is the curtains are like identical to the Eminem show one. So I think like.
Oh, also, if this is an album, Eminem doesn't really do the centered PA logo that often.
Okay. Recovery. Oh, okay. So I've seen this. I think it's a cool idea, but I think it really doesn't work that well because the Photoshop you can tell a lot. Sorry.
I mean, it's an interesting idea,
but I mean, I understand like the colors. It does look cool, but it's just when you like actually like look at it really closely, you can kind of tell. Okay. Next, Relapse 2 is taking a while to load. Okay. Well, this is good. I think the shadows on the sticker I would get rid of, or whatever. Or it's
I see that.
I mean, just keep the sticker fully bright. That's fine. But the picture is kind of cool. Eminem's got the
also
full
you
white
can
eyes.
you can see where it was like erased at the edges of the sticker.
Yeah, you can see that. I would also get rid of the blood texture on Eminem because it doesn't really make sense, like the line.
Yeah.
But it's a cool picture, I guess. So Slim Shady LP 2. Eminem looked kind of like a clown in this. Not gonna lie.
This is the just don't give a fuck logo, isn't it? I mean,
it is. Yeah, it's the background. So this is actually a really good decision for LP2 because it's like the same photo shoot, so it fits. The background, I'm not a huge fan of because it's the blur. It's okay. Sorry. The background is kind of blurry with the car and the ocean, but then the city is like clear as day. So I think you could integrate it a little bit more. Just make the background a little bit blurry. That's my initial thoughts.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Screwed. Okay, this Revival one, I saw this on Reddit. This got a lot of upvotes. This is cool.
Wow.
The one problem is that Revival doesn't really have anything to do with relapse and drugs, but other than Castle and Rose. But I mean, the art.
But I understand the trilogy, you know.
Oh yeah, I definitely. The art is cool. I
Relapse, Recovery, Revival. I understand why I did that, and it's dope art.
Music to be murdered. The curtains don't work with the graveyard. I do like that he recolored it to be gray on the curtains, like the little ends of it, because that makes it look new. The blood texture, I think, doesn't work because it looks kind of unprofessional. The title is good, though, with the new logo. I mean, that's pretty much it. I don't think it's a great cover, but... sorry, Chase has done a lot of great covers, so...
It's not horrible, though.
Just because we're ragging on one of them doesn't mean that, all of them are bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Next is Music to Be Murdered By Again, with Royce.
This is kind of dope.
Yeah, I like the pictures that he used of them, but I think just integrating it with.
I don't know why Royce. I mean, Royce is only on
I guess
album
it's
twice.
I guess it's maybe it's his like compilation of both of them.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know. But I think integrating it with the background needs a little bit more work, but it's a great idea. Great pictures of them too. All right, finally, Caterpillar. He used the same pictures. Cool. Oh, this one's good. Yeah.
Actually, I think that's good enough to be on the iTunes for the actual single art, in my opinion.
This is a really good artwork.
Okay, are we gonna do? Let's download is King Mathers.
So yeah, let's download the King Mathers.
And while that's downloading, we can look at the redone back cover project.
Okay, yeah, this I'm excited for. Okay, Chase has basically taken all of my redone albums and made back art for them. And so if you want to download this, you should definitely join my server and check them out, because this fits with what I've done, and I haven't done them yet. So Encore, first thoughts, it looks great. The one thing is, for some reason, Eminem put the dash on D12. That's like a really minor thing. He did that on the Marshall Mathers LP, but I think that moving forward, he shouldn't do that. Or, I mean, I wouldn't do that if I wrote this. But, you know, maybe it's more realistic. I forgot what he did on Encore. I just don't like the dash. Anyways, that's a perfect art. I like that. Next, we got Kamikaze. Okay, this is also really good, too.
Yeah, it's high res. I think this is my scan. Also, the text.
So, I mean, there's nothing to really say there. That was
it's all sharp.
Next, we got Recovery. Increase the spacing between the lines just by, like, a little bit, because it looks like really close. So I guess he made a second one where it's zoomed in for some reason. I like the first one, though. Okay, and last but not least, we got Revival. And this one, he had to do a lot more work, because I didn't use the American flag one, so he couldn't really stick with that theme. My official cover, though, for my Revival Redone is the blue and orange one. So obviously, I would probably make mine with the blue and orange logo for Revival. But I did provide an alternate cover that had this red logo, so that is accurate to that. And so yeah, I mean, it looks good.
I like how one side is white and the other side is black.
That's actually cool.
The spine.
But I think also you can tell the Revival in the top left is a little bit darker than white. It's like But other than that, this is pretty cool.
I think it's a good back cover actually.
Yeah. Overall. So Revival, Kamikaze, and Encore were basically perfect. Recovery could use a little bit of work, but you know, that's pretty much all. Okay, do you want to look at his King Mathers, and then we can just do a part 2?
Okay, he hasn't changed his .text, which is good.
All right, so we've got Chase's King Mathers in. This is our first time looking at it. He's got the artwork that I've made, which is cool. So I'll look at the changes first. Okay, there's a lot.
Okay.
Breaking news, careful what you wish for, always the go-to move. Good stuff.
Yep.
Now, okay, before I move on, he included this PSA interlude that I made for my server. I was bored one day, and as we know, Obi Trice has a public service announcement that Eminem did, and there's a few problems with it that make it not fit on an album, because the intro of it has an instrumental and then like fading out, and then the outro of it he mentions Obi Trice by name. So I cut those out and he used as an interlude, and I think it works well because it relates sort of to what he was going through at the time about like
CDs. You've already heard it though.
So I've already heard it, so I don't need to talk about it. You know, I'll talk about it later actually.
I've heard that. I've heard that before.
Yeah. I'm basically, what I mean is when I do my King Mathers update, I'll explain. Anyways, moving on. We got I Get Money, and this time he has 50 Cent and Diddy featured on it, which is always cool. Personally, it's not realistic because Eminem was just doing the freestyle type, you know, just him. But, you know, he's making it, this is like an album version, I would say, where it's like longer.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
But if I had an album version, I don't know if I'd just consider it a remix, because I think it'd be dope to just have it like not a remix.
And just be like its own song. Yeah.
Like Eminem actually made the song.
That's true. And he removed Jay-Z because he thought it would be weird to have 2 Jay-Z verses. That actually makes sense because you know, Jay-Z's kind of hard to get on your project, or like if you do get him, it's not going to be like multiple on one album.
Yeah, true.
Everything I Do, it's always nice to rename it, because when we're saying the song Everything, it just gets confusing. Like I love everything, you know, like I do like to call it Everything I Do. So that's just a really minor
Then he gave
thing.
You credit for the extra hook at the end, which
that's
is
nice. Cutback, no changes.
Yeah.
Oh, he's also stuck with the official order, which is good. Cut back into 50 ways.
Noticed that, yeah.
He added the instrumental outro and extra hook at the end. I'm not going to listen because
we already know
it. Yeah, we know it, and also it does get copyrighted. Even if you cut the intro, it's weird. It's hard to explain. Like it's happened sometimes it hasn't. I understand that it's not really realistic. It's just you basically have to ignore exhibits.
Yeah.
Paul skit for it to work. Shorter hook and outro. Okay, so he has a few edits. Actually, I think this is what he said. I'm not sure if he did, but since I said I'm not going to update my King Mathers, he basically took mine and updated it himself. I'm not sure. So he added in Pistol Poppin'. He added in the I Get Money extra versus PSA. In My Shoes has not been on my recent King Mathers, but which is beautiful, and that might be coming in the future. We'll see. That was a good King Mathers. I think this is one of Chase's best fan albums. The way he's inserted the skit in the verses in Pistol Poppin', it all makes sense. One little thing, I would probably put Pistol Poppin' after Careful What You Wish For, maybe. And like I said earlier in this video, we discovered that Goat goes after It's Been Real, so I'm sure he'll update that one day. But yeah, I think we're gonna call it for this part because it's getting over an hour.
Right. Yeah.
This will probably be edited down to like 45 minutes, probably ish. Okay, guys, that's gonna be all for this part. Unfortunately, EMBIS has glitched out, I guess, but we will be back for part 2 in a little bit. Thanks for watching, guys.